we're heading to Greensboro. I mean Greensboro to Atlanta. Let's get going. Alright, we're at Startle Cockpit. No smoking, fasten seat belts. Inspection light is on and logo light's on. Flight director's on. And on the weight balance, pull down the company load sheet. We're going to load the aircraft. Okay. Okay. To KATL. Flight number is DAL. It's long. 10551. Will it take it all? Oh. What if I cut one letter? What if I just say 1055? Okay. Alright, we're doing KGSO to KATL. This is not going to be a long flight. 01. Activate. Our departure runway is 05 right. Try 9. Car wind. Our arrival is 26 right. ILS. Let me check which route we're going to come in on. ILS 26 right. Haynes. Our star is Aussie 2 Levy. Alright, for performance, our cruise altitude is 30,000. Center of gravity is 17.2. Addison, can you get our IFR clearance? Delta 10551 Bravo, departure, requesting IFR clearance to Atlanta.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by. Delta 10551, cleared to Atlanta via the TRI-9er departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 30010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.35, squawk 3556.
Delta 10551 Bravo, cleared to Atlanta via the TRI-9 departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 30010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.35, squawk 3556. Okay, back to numbers. Winds are 30122. And center of gravity is 17.2. Zero fuel weight 66050. All of our climb, cruise, and descent are all okay. For takeoff, we'll put those winds in for takeoff. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Takeoff winds are 328 at 04. Wait. Tempest 12. Yeah, that's right. And QNH is 3013. Right, we're going to send that to the FMS. It looks like we're going to be on flaps, takeoff thrust 1. cockpit winds in again. 32804. Conditions are dry. Flaps are 1. Okay, and we're going to go to download here. Download those set speeds for takeoff. There we go. How that equates here is, let's see. This should be 197. QNH is 3013. It's almost already right. Okay, 3013. Okay. And our climb and maintain is 4,000. Now, for our flight plan, we are going to remove this as assigned. I'm going to bring this GSO up from vectors here. Okay. And we should walk through this. That should take us all the way to the runway. Should be okay. Alright. Addison, you're in charge of all comms.
Alright, Steve. I've got the comms from here.
Addison, would you get our pushback and start clearance?
I'll get the pushback clearance sorted for us.
Where you want to go.
Ground Delta 1051, requesting clearance for pushback and start at Piedmont Triad International Airport.
Delta at 551, pushback and start clearance not handled here. Contact ground for pushback clearance.
I'm not used to what I'm doing right now.
Contacting ground for
Ground and
pushback
cockpit.
clearance.
Tow is
Delta
driving up.
10551.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Right, ground service, let's go ahead and close passenger door. GPU is off, cargo doors are closed, ground objects are removed, and jetway is moved.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Okay, so if I don't have everything set correctly and everything like the jetway moved, it goes to that different view. I guess, okay, makes sense. we're leaving on 5 right for this takeoff if since nothing's changed. That's good.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Winching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
We'll go with engine 2.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting.
Delta. Airlines.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear. If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle.
Stand by.
If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down. Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin. Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight.
See you next time, and
Federal
have
law
a safe flight.
prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used
get our
as a
taxi
rack.
clearance.
In the event of an evacuation, leave all bags behind. Carry-in
I'll
baggage
get our
will slow
pushback
the
clearance sorted for us,
evacuation.
Steve.
All exits
Addison,
are clearly
we need
marked with
taxi
the green exit
clearance.
symbol. Locate the nearest
Greensboro
exits,
departure,
and remember,
Delta
they might be
10-551.
behind
I'll get
you.
the taxi
Requesting
clearance for
clearance
If we
us.
for
lose power,
pushback and engine
lights will
start at
illuminate the
Piedmont
aisles
Triad
to guide you to
International
an
Airport.
exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels
Delta
above your seat and
551,
inside the
pushback and
lavatories.
engine start
Reach
clearance
up
not
and
handled
pull
here.
a mask
Contact
or
ground for
streamer
clearance.
down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip
Delta
the elastic strap
1051
over your
requesting
head
taxi
and adjust
clearance
the
at
mask if
Piedmont Triad
necessary. Breathe
International.
normally
We have
and note the
information
oxygen
tango.
is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping
Contacting ground
others.
for pushback and engine start clearance. Delta 10551.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case. Life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and
Delta
then opening the pouch.
1051 Bravo,
Slip the vest
we
over
need
your head.
taxi
Wrap the
clearance.
strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the
Delta
plane,
10-551,
inflate the
contact
vest by
ground for
pulling
taxi
down
clearance.
on the red tab at the bottom, or manually
Contacting
inflate
ground
it by
for taxi
blowing into the
clearance.
tube at
Delta
shoulder level.
10551.
A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lab children are in marked compartments at the front
Delta
and rear of the plane.
10551 Bravo.
We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Requesting taxi clearance.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secured, and armrests are at resting position, or as otherwise indicated on the placard in front of you.
Juliet,
If you have a
Juliet
suite
2,
door,
Kilo.
ensure it's
Hold short
open.
of runway 14,
See placard
then Alpha.
instructions inside
Delta
the suite door for
10551.
opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
We're taxiing at 5 right for our departure. 5 right is on this side of the airport. We don't have to go to the other side. It's nice.
Delta 10551, cross runway 14.
Takeoff, okay.
Alright. Brakes on. RTO, reject takeoff is set. Landing lights are on. Auto throttle is activated. Addison, do the takeoff briefing, please.
All right, Steve, here's our takeoff briefing. We'll be departing from runway 5 right. We're flying the I-9er departure with an initial climb clearance to 4,000 feet. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile. Weather at departure shows no significant issues. In the event of an engine failure below 400 feet, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400 feet, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 feet before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. We've been cleared as filed. Squawk code is 3556, and departure frequency will be 124.35. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
Sounds good. Get our takeoff clearance.
I'll get our takeoff clearance sorted, Steve.
Greensboro Tower, Delta 10551, holding short of runway 5 right, ready to depart.
Delta 10551, Greensboro Tower, runway 5 right, wind 350 at 3, cleared for takeoff.
Auto brake.
Runway 5 right, cleared for takeoff, Delta 10551.
Alright, we're going to set the auto brake back on again. Hoping we don't have to use it. Our flaps are already set for 1. Right, we're good there. We hit 80 knots. I didn't call it. Sorry.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Rotate. Positive rate. You're up.
Delta 10551, contact departure on 124.35.
Switching to departure on 124.35, Delta 10551. Greensboro departure, Delta 10551. Good evening, climbing through 2,000 phase.
Delta 10551, Greensboro departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 5,000, turn left, heading 210, vectors to GSO, then on course.
And welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta
5,000.
family.
Left heading 210 for vectors to GSO, then on course,
with your
Delta
seatbelt securely fastened
10551.
anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary
Delta
Coca-Cola
10551,
products,
direct GSO,
Starbucks
then as
coffee,
filed, please.
water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know. They are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
Right, we're hitting 10,000. Landing lights off.
Delta 10551, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270. Delta 10551.
Climb path looks good.
At our 2 o'clock, just a mile out, you can spot the bustling town of Thomasville. Now, Thomasville is famous for having the world's largest chair. That's right, a giant chair. It was built in 1950, probably because someone sat down and thought, what if furniture was massive and completely impractical? Anyway, my mate Toby once tried to climb it after a particularly rowdy cheese festival. He got halfway up, declared himself king of the chairs, and then got stuck. The fire brigade had to get involved, and now there's a sign
Delta
politely asking
10551,
people
climb and
not
maintain
to be
flight
like
level
Toby.
300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300. Delta 10551.
Delta T551, contact Atlanta Center on 128.8.
Contacting Atlanta Center on 128.8. Delta 10551. Atlanta Center, Delta 10551. Good evening, 17,000 for flight level 300.
Delta 10. 551, Atlanta Center. Good evening.
We're actually only 246 miles outside of Atlanta. It's not a long flight. We'll be on the ground in 45 minutes or less. Altimeter set to standard. Temp in Atlanta is 9 Celsius and QNH is 3012. Our estimated landing weight. We're going in full flaps, dry conditions. We're in great shape, okay?
Since there's nothing but clouds and the vague promise of civilization below, let's talk about Gold Hill Airport, which is just behind us. Gold Hill used to be a proper gold mining town. Back in the 1800s, people came here hoping to get rich, but mostly they just got muddy and disappointed. The airport itself is mostly used by people who like the idea of flying into somewhere with gold in the name, even though the only thing you'll find now is a vending machine that sometimes works. My mate Toby once tried to pan for gold in a puddle near the runway, but all he found was a rusty spoon and a strong sense of regret.
My word. 270, 3000 from top of descent. No, excuse me, top of climb. Top of climb. TOC. All looks good. We're 215 miles outside of Atlanta. Indication of flight level 3 will be at 300. Right, we've just gone to altitude holds at 30,300. See, we start descending around bits, and I'm going to set our altitude to 4,000. We're not taking seat belts off for the whole flight. It's not necessary.
Since there's nothing but clouds and the vague promise of civilization below, let's talk about Bradford Field Airport, which is the closest bit of excitement to us right now. Bradford Field is what you'd call a private use airport, which basically means you need to know someone or be very sneaky to land there. It was built in the 1960s, probably by someone who thought, what if I could avoid all the hassle of commercial airports and just land in my own back garden? My mate Toby once tried to impress a date by landing a hot air balloon there, but he misjudged the wind and ended up in someone's swimming pool.
Co-pilot has arrived. closer look at our top of descent, where it's going to be. So we come down about right here. It's Levy and Degis, and then we begin our downward descent there. Looks good. Okay. We're on our way to Levy, waypoint Levy now.
Since there's not much to look at except clouds and the vague outline of civilization, let's talk about Shelby, the closest city to us right now. Shelby is known for inventing the Liver Mush Festival, which is basically a celebration of a food that looks like someone dropped a meatloaf on the floor and then tried to sell it anyway. People come from miles around to eat it, which just goes to show you how low the bar is for entertainment in some places. My mate Toby once tried to enter the liver mush eating contest, but he misunderstood and thought it was a beauty pageant for actual mushrooms.
What they're missing about Shelby is it's also the home of the Earl Scruggs Museum, with a lot of little mementos about the bluegrass music, bluegrass style, and it's kind of a neat place to go. I've taken a group there before to tour the Earl Scruggs Museum. Instead of a kind of a straight, more of a deliberate, traditional approach, we are traveling right now in kind of a southwesterly direction, but we will straighten out and start our approach to final without having to go to the other side of the airport, which is nice. So we're coming in on 26 right. current cruise speed is 290, but we're about to, should slow to 280 knots to begin our descent.
Since there's nothing but clouds and the vague promise of civilization below, let's talk about the town of Landrum, which is the closest bit of excitement to us right now. Landrum is one of those places that was probably founded by someone who looked at a hill and thought, yeah, this'll do. It's famous for antique shops, which is just a fancy way of saying old stuff nobody else wanted. My mate Toby once tried to sell his own socks as vintage foot warmers at one of the shops. He made 50 pence and a lifelong enemy out of a local sock enthusiast.
Slight turn right there. Alright, we're getting ready to descend. Addison, go ahead and get our clearance to descend on the Aussie 2 arrival.
I'll request descent clearance on the Aussie 2 arrival.
Delta 1051, requesting descent clearance on the Aussie 2 arrival.
Delta 551, descend via Aussie 2 to 5000, Levy transition into Atlanta, altimeter 3012.
Descend via Aussie 2 to 5000, Levy transition into Atlanta, altimeter 3012, Delta 10551.
Delta 551, contact Atlanta Center on 125.625.
switching to Atlanta Center on 125.625, Delta 10551. Atlanta Center, Delta 10551. Good evening, with you flight level 300.
Alright. Just slowed to 280 knots. In preparation for descent.
Since there's nothing but clouds and the vague promise of civilization below, let's talk about Pickens County Airport, which is the closest bit of excitement to us right now. Pickens County Airport was built in 1975, probably by someone who thought, what if we put a runway in the middle of nowhere and see if anyone notices? It's mostly used by people who enjoy landing in places where the main attraction is a vending machine that only takes exact change. My mate Toby once tried to impress a group of aviation enthusiasts by attempting to launch his homemade glider from the runway. He ended up in a drainage ditch and had to be rescued by a man dressed as a giant peanut.
Please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
Well, close. It may be a little longer than 20 minutes, but we'll see. Alright, we're at make sure our rate of descent's not too extreme. That's one thing it's got a tendency to descend too fast. We're at about 260. Alright, that's good. We're at about a 1,600 feet per minute descent. That's good. descending, be descending all the way down to 5,000 actually.
At our 3 o'clock, about 6 miles out, you can spot Toccoa Airport, which is officially called RG-Letourneau Field. It was named after a bloke called RG, Letourneau, who was famous for inventing massive earth-moving machines. Probably because he looked at a hill one day and thought, that shouldn't be there. The airport's been around since the 1930s, which means it's seen more takeoffs and landings than a trampoline at a kangaroo convention. My mate Toby once tried to impress a group of pilots here by attempting to land a remote control plane on the actual runway.
Cut over to our Q&H. (3012). Nearing transition altitude, which is 8,000.
Delta 10551, contact Atlanta approach on 124.6.
Switching to Atlanta approach on 124.6, Delta 10551. Atlanta approach, Delta 10551. Good evening, descending flight level 190.
Delta 10551, Atlanta approach, clear times transition. Expect the ILS, runway 26 right approach into Atlanta.
Clear times transition. Expecting the ILS runway 26 right approach into Atlanta. Delta 10551.
been a very quiet night. It's not a long flight anyway. It's just a quick hop. It's been very quiet. It's been nice.
At our 12 o'clock, about 10 miles out, you can spot Georgia Amusement. Now, despite the name, it's not actually a statewide initiative to make Georgia more amusing, which is a shame because it could use it. Apparently, it's some sort of gathering place for people who like to be organized and amused at the same time. The only thing more confusing than that is my mate Toby, who once tried to set up his own amusement park there using nothing but a bouncy castle and a goat. The goat escaped, the castle deflated, and Toby ended up banned from all future amusements in Georgia.
Very well. Alright, we're hitting Aussie at about we'll hit Aussie at right around 12,000, something like that. Right, we're at 12,000 and descending. We are on our base leg of the approach. Alright, we're ready to go under, and let's check our speed. Oh, we should be okay. Coming up on Posey. We're at 250 knots. We're under 10,000, so the speed limit is 250 knots. Right, we got a right turn coming up here. We're activating approach speeds. I'm going to activate the approach. Flaps are at 1. Flaps are at 2. Looks like we've already captured the localizer.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Right, we're under 35 knots on approach.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 26 right approach via Hines. Altimeter 3012. Delta 10551.
Delta 551, contact Atlanta Tower on 119.1.
Switching to Atlanta Tower on 119.1. Delta 10551.
Alright, we've captured.
Atlanta Tower, Delta 10551. Good evening. Established on the ILS runway 26 right approach.
Delta 10551, Atlanta Tower, roger.
Addison, do our approach briefing.
All right, Steve, here's our approach briefing. We'll be arriving at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport on runway 26 right using the ILS approach. We're flying the Aussie to arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 26 right. Weather at arrival shows winds 310 at 5 knots. Broken clouds at 13,000 feet. No significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. For any abnormalities, we'll communicate with ATC and execute a go-around or missed approach as needed. Squawk code remains 3556, and approach frequency will be 124.6. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. Once on the ground, we'll be taxiing to gate, Concourse D24. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
I agree.
Delta 10551, winds 310 at 5. Runway 26 right, cleared to land.
Runway 26 right, cleared to land, Delta 10551.
Alright. We're at about 2,400 feet and descending. Our elevation is more. I'm more concerned with the elevation than what the number says above it. The elevation here is 1,000 feet.
1,000.
Throttle. Throttle.
My throttle.
$500.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
200.
Autopilot.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Delta 10551, welcome to Atlanta. Contact ground on 121.65.
Switching to ground on 12. Atlanta ground, Delta 10551. Good evening, cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate. Atlanta ground, Delta 10551. Good evening,
Please
cleared
remain
of
seated
runway.
with your seatbelt
Ready to
securely
taxi to the
fastened
gate.
until the captain has parked the aircraft at the
Delta
gate.
10551,
Turn off the seatbelt
taxi to
sign.
Concourse D, gate
This
24
will be
via
your
Bravo.
one and only
Bravo 6,
indication that
hold
it's
short
safe
of
for you to
runway
get
8
up
right,
and move
then
about
Echo
the
5,
cabin.
Echo, Foxtrot 4,
Please
4
be
northwest,
reminded to
4
use
southwest,
caution
Lima
when
6, 4
opening
southeast, 4
landings
northeast. Good
to
day.
prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during
Bravo
landing.
6, hold short of runway 8 right,
You may now
then
use your
Echo
mobile
5,
phones
Echo,
and other
Foxtrot
handheld
4,
electronic
4
devices while we
northwest,
taxi
4
to the gate.
southwest, Lima
However,
6,
your laptop
4
computers and
southeast,
larger
4
electronics must
northeast.
remain stowed.
Delta 10551.
We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniform Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Delta 1055,
On
1
behalf of the
Bravo,
Delta Sky team, our
request
global
progressive
partners, and
taxi.
flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board, and
Delta
look forward to the
10551
opportunity to
turning on
serve you once
taxi
again.
path for you.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
Delta 10551, cross runway 8 right, then continue taxi via Echo 5, Echo Foxtrot 4, 4 northwest, 4 southwest, Lima 6, 4 southeast.
Cross runway 8 right, then Echo 5, Echo, Foxtrot 4, 4 northwest, 4 southwest, Lima 6, 4 southeast, Delta 10551.
Good boy. Okay. Alright, here we go. Took me a minute to catch up with my taxi path. try to get better about following the ground's instructions. But I do see something a little odd here. Well, I'm not sure why it's taking me all the way down there to get to my space. So I'm going to turn here. Okay, and this is a neat feature of. Oh, I've got a space. That's about to say it's Traffic Global allows me to take a space if it's taken and it's my space. It's my assigned space. Sometimes Traffic Global will take a space that they shouldn't, but it will allow me to go and place something. It's got a feature they have built in. Alright, break. Let's do GPU. And we'll start the GPU. And engine's off. And when it's clear to stop, I'd like to end the power rep. I'll take that. I'm going to go back and look at that.
2.
So goes. We arrived at Atlanta, had a good flight, started out originated from Greensboro, flew to the Atlanta Hartsfield. We're parked at the gate now, and we're unloading passengers. So, good flight, good flight. Alright, I'll see y'all on the next flight.